Welcome to Sex at 11. I'm Rebecca Rosenblat, certified relationship and sexuality therapist and your host, here to answer your oh so intimate questions. Is your relationship in trouble? Does your sex life need some tweaking? Are you wondering about your orientation, safe sex, kink, or penile issues? Or perhaps you're hooked on love, sex, or porn? Whatever your questions or concerns, we're here to help. All you have to do is call us at 1-800-968-7836. Tonight's show is a very special one since it's our 200th episode. Leading up to it, we received over 25,000 calls and emails. Of those, we answered over 2,500 calls on air and responded to nearly 5,000 emails, many of which shared how we helped change lives and relationships, provided valuable information and education, and connected in compassionate ways when people had nowhere else to turn. While anyone can find themselves in an unhealthy or abusive relationship through no fault of their own, it's important to avoid letting unhealthy or codependent relationships become a pattern. And if at any point you feel unsafe, whether it's verbal or physical abuse, if you feel unsafe, you need to get out. There's absolutely no exceptions to that rule. If you don't know where to go, if you don't have a good support system, you can always contact Interval House. Contrary to what most people believe, we don't fall in love with the person. We fall in love with how they make us feel. Judy, lots going on there, but I'd like to start off with the bottom line. Pay attention to what they do, not what they say. Men are primarily about actions. Words are only good if they serve a useful purpose, as in reaching a desired goal. And if there's no goal, there's no need for words or actions, since they don't see the purpose behind it. So when a guy says he's going to call, it could mean one of two exactly opposite things. He either wants to let you know that he's interested, although when can I see you next is more like it in that case, or he has no intention of calling you, but says so anyway just to get out of an awkward conversation. How do you tell the difference? By his behavior. Now, Patricia, are you able to get yourself off?
Not really.
So that's kind of like where it starts, because if you're not able to take yourself there, then it would be unreasonable to expect your partner to.
My husband, he's very sexual. He wants to have sex all the time, every day. And I'm not built for that. I can't keep up with him. I like it, but sometimes it's just, I'm tired. We have two kids. It's a long day, and then
yeah,
it's like every day.
Every day. Well, the good part is that he desires you, but I can understand if it's every single day, then it just becomes a chore. You're tired, and you're thinking, oh no, everybody's been coming at me all day long, and now you're coming at me, and I got to do this for you. And at that point, it's not fun for you, and you've sort of tuned out. Your sex addiction doesn't just mean you want it a lot. I mean, you can. It's not so much about the quantity as it is about the cycle. Other times, it's just basically the inability to be able to control the urge, and the fact that it starts to take away from things like it has with your studies.
I don't think anyone's good enough for me. Like, if I'm in a relationship, it only lasts like 2 days because I'm not interested after a while because I feel like
you get bored,
mark or a scar, or the way he talks bothers me, or like he's
something
just not
irritates
enough for me. You know what I mean?
Okay. Bridget, I want to go back a little bit to when you were growing up, because usually when something like this happens, if we dig back, in our formative years, 5 to 6, maybe 7, 8 years of age, there's something there that has a clue as to why this is happening. When you were growing up, was there a lot of emphasis put on appearances?
Yes, in my school where I grew up, there was a lot of bullying about the way you looked, and people judged you. And I was a model when I was younger too, so it was kind of difficult for me because especially people didn't accept you and didn't want you.
That's huge, Bridget, right there. If either one of you smokes, that can make a big difference with respect to getting pregnant.
I had a question. My girlfriend's 6 months pregnant, and I just wanted to know what positions that we can do during sex that's going to keep the baby safe.
Okay. Now, is she perfectly healthy? Her pregnancy is fine? Doctors haven't said anything to you with respect to being careful and cautious?
No.
Okay. In the final trimester, the one position you need to avoid is the missionary position, because sometimes it does cause people to go into premature labor. So you do want to avoid that. Other than that, it would depend upon her comfort level. But if he's not the right guy, one of the things that I do want to mention is your first experience is an important experience because it will sort of color your future experiences for quite a while. So I want it to be a wonderful experience for you. I don't want it to be a situation where, okay, now you kind of have, you know, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and this person has gone off. And meanwhile, you're getting attached because this is something very special that you shared with this individual, and you've already indicated that you're worried about that. Studies show that the #1 thing that hinders women in the bedroom is worrying about their bodies. We don't just educate, we take real questions from real people and we give them answers that they wouldn't get anywhere else. People, relationships, and sexuality. Give them advice.
Sex at 11 with Rebecca, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 p.m.